bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me.
Hey guys, Kapper here. Well, it's April 1st, April Fool's Day, and hopefully we don't get an April Fool here, but me and Mrs. Kapper are headed to the closing for 2/11, so it should be payday for us. We'll get all of our seed money back, plus the equity we paid this year, plus a little profit. I am just extremely exhausted from this last week getting them trees in. All right, well, I let some of the hired help go, let them go way too early. Now I'm shuffling machines around, and it was just easier to hook onto this with chains than to try to rehook it up, because you got to get in and out of the tractor, to line up the hitch pin and the hydraulics, which is a little taxing on my hip, so I figured I'm just going to carry it out of here. This is the one with a broken, they probably both need new bearings, but let me show you this one. So, yeah, that needs new bearings. This one here, still no problem. Last day of planting with Iron Mike, just the two of us. If all goes well, we'll be done here soon. Oh, we're almost done, baby. Almost done with the whole project. A little bit more. And then tomorrow afternoon, we're supposed to get paid. Big closing on 2/11. Can't wait.
Meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Hey Mike, I think you missed one or two there. It's 10-foot spacing, not 50. Yeah, I could talk smart now that we're all done and I don't need his help anymore. But Mike, thanks once again, but are you not so relieved like me that this nightmare is done? I'm gonna say amen to that.
Alright, so now I'm hauling this thing out of here. It's pretty heavy. I could feel it. I don't have a rear counterweight, but that's why I bought a bigger tractor. It can handle stuff like this just every now and then. So nice easy ride back, crossing the first ditch, and get this back up to the top and start getting stuff out of here. Almost up to the top. I just called my friend Curtis, told him the deal's done, checks in the bank, and he's like, so are you sad or are you happy? I said, well, I'm a little bit ornery. I let some of the guys go too early because I got stuff to clean up. I got to replant a little bit of trees. I said, but as far as selling it, heck no, it's a huge relief. You know, when you make mistakes in life, you got to take ownership and fix them the best you can. I mean, if we would have turned around and tried to sell it right away when we said, well, we're in a little too deep, we'd have lost our butts. But we stuck with it. We invested some smart money into it, and we turned around now with all of our seed money back, a year's worth of equity, plus a decent little profit for after a year. So it's a good feeling that it's gone. Now I got to put in for my cost share and get my money back on this tree planting, so it's looking good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to back my Ford up right to that hitch, and I'm going to set this right on the hitch. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do right here and set it on there. I'm not sure if I can film it. Rather than setting it on a jack, jacking up the jack, and so forth. Oh man, look at how close that is. Okay, I've had some people ask how last year's planting did of loblolly, so I'll show you a few of them. I saw a few here while I was doing some loader work. Some of them are still buried under the weeds. Obviously, some didn't survive. There's one that I ran over with the tractor on accident. There's a little guy right there. So percentage-wise, I couldn't tell you, but there's one right there. There's one right there. So they're here. I mean, there's, you know, some spots are going to be better than others, but for the wildlife plan, it seems to be where it should be for year number one. And here's where I'm dumping the concrete, basically behind this fence line, just to get it out of his face, you know, so it's not right there when you pull in. And here's an interesting note. We've got a lot of new subs since last year, but a couple people in the last video I did with stobs, they're like, them stobs are so skinny they couldn't even break a paper bag. And Randy, she corrected one guy really fast. But so both of these tires got gashes in them from stobs on this property, and you could see these are very, very new tires. So that's a $800-900 tire right there. And they're both ruined with stobs. So stobs as big as your fingers, if they're really solid, they'll poke right through one of these big tires. So fingers crossed, the Branson has made it through the whole tree planting. Just a little more loader work and we're out of here. Okay, so I guess a fitting ending for 211 that has been somewhat overwhelming. I just blew a tire on the second planter now. The slime blew up, it looks like, and it blew the tire off of the rim. And I'm too tired. I don't feel like going back. I have a trailer spare on my trailer that would probably fit, but I really don't feel like doing that. So I'm going literally 5 to 8 miles an hour to try and limp it into town to get a new rim and tire if need be, but whatever. It's, I guess, a fitting ending here. Just a lot of hard work at that place, so definitely glad to be rid of it. But the good news is I got a little bit of leftover popcorn from my Rural King stop today. So 5 miles an hour, got about 10 miles to go. I can do it with popcorn. Thanks, Rural King.